everyone, I hope you're doing well today, and this is going to be for those that have kids or those that are wondering or those that are in your youth and you come across my video. So I often get asked as a transformation, strength, mobility coach and other things that are under my education qualification, how would you address kids training? And the reason I bring this up is not only because I've been asked, but I also see glamorized on social media kids that are starting to push weights from early years. The answers to that question I'll go into when I do get asked, but I do also see a lot of coaches, and not only parents, pushing elementary and middle school kids into weights. And this means that they're missing out a lot on early return with sprints, hills, plyos, MB work, isolation work, and BW training. And most can be done almost anywhere with minimal equipment outside the way when the weather is great, where we always now in adulthood say, get out in nature when you need to break away or need to ground yourself or things have got so overwhelming. So can you imagine doing those activities outside, how beneficial they are for children or youth, let's say, middle school, elementary in particular. I don't agree with what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing under middle school on the social media, and it really concerns me because it's getting glamorized in terms of youth sports, starting them young. I'm not saying not to start healthy movements, but the movements and the exercises that I've just mentioned. So just going back to the question, my answers and priorities would be: one is play. Sport, recreational activities, hobbies. 2, sprintings, hills. Take them out in the weekend, get them on a hill, do some sprinting. Let them do that with their friends. It doesn't have to be only on sports day. Number 3, jumps and plyos. You exercise everything with jumps, as long as they're doing it the right way, because this is where you can actually, if you know how, or if not, you can also introduce a coach where they start the right technique and form for jumps and plyos. In adulthood, if you don't, you're not going to be in a good position. You're going to get injured very quickly. Medicine ball throws and slams. Have you seen that when you have a personal trainer or if you're in the gym? All these things like sprinting, plyos, medicine ball throws, slams are all still used as functional because they use your upper, your lower and your core, things that are very much essential. So imagine getting the youth, the middle school, elementary kids into these things. It's the basic foundations for everything, and also better range of motion when there is suitable for them to get into weights. BW exercises, these are like lunges, push-ups, BW rows, SLs, RDLs, squats, etc. And number 5, ISOs. So really focus on what you imagine middle school, elementary kids to be involved in. That's what they need to be involved in. Now, I don't want to miss out because I was there in my secondary school. If you are overweight, or if your teen is overweight and they shy away from those things because it can be stressful, I used to shy away, then the reason I hold back from saying this is because I'm not trying to get anyone to work with me. But if you feel that you need a coach or someone that can get through to your child in a healthy way, where they can lose the weight but also get these basic foundations in that give them longevity in their life, even if they don't get into strength training and fitness journey, but they do have exercise and recreational hobbies. It could be, for example, tennis that they're into. Okay, when they grow up, what I mean is you've based that thought in them and the healthy habits. If you need help, contact me on that. If not, these elements are really where you can help them. When it's an overweight individual, it's really about making sure that they need to be comfortable in what they can do, and it goes a long way on the way you can coach them into that. It's got to be very constructive, and also don't throw them in the limelight of other children or being in the spotlight. It is very difficult if your child is overweight and not happy with their weight. If your child is overweight and they don't give a F, then it doesn't matter. Just get them into the exercises and they're going to shine. So yes, eventually, if we want to get into weightlifting, we use weights. But I also want to really emphasize maximum on these strategies as much as possible before moving to external stimulus, as I feel that these things will give a better foundation when they begin to incorporate them as they grow up. We do a few 30-minute sessions a week as an initial exposures to these things, as they have practices and games 5 to 6 days a week and don't want to always feel like these recreational stuff is like work. So that is an example of parents and what they have for their kids. So for example, they'll do a few of these, they might have some recreational activities, they might have some practices and games 5-6 days a week. And a bonus for parents is that it's a great way for you to participate and get involved and make it fun for them. Like I said, like if it's the hills, take them out on the weekend, go to a hill and get them going up and down the hill. It doesn't mean that you have to tell them, okay, up and down the hill 10 times, please. No, you're there with them. You're going up the hill as if it's like a hike. You're having a picnic, you're coming back down, and then you might decide to do a couple of sprints up and down with them. And that's how it makes it fun. Now, just going back to the amount of recreational activity, you can also overburden middle school, elementary, and your children. So just be careful. Don't go too excessive. Like, you know, the example I gave you is two parents saying we do 30-minute sessions a week as initial exposures, and we have practices and games 5 to 6 days a week, which means there's only one day where they might not be doing anything. But we're talking about they're having a hobby, but the rest is more recreational movement. There will be within that some focus on really getting them in a healthy place, or these activities, strategies of the 5 that I gave you, incorporated into that recreational, where it might be a bit more, this is fun, but it seems a bit more serious. That's how they might feel. You're not going to do that on 5-6 days a week, basically. So I hope this was helpful. If you liked it and it was helpful, do give this a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.